I want to show my progress in the Resident Evil, the Mercenaries. The Mercenaries of Resident Evil. Uh, I'm playing it. Resident Evil, and um, it doesn't mean anything special with the Mercenaries, or it doesn't show like the official rankings that is shown, uh, but I want to be like the first ever because to show there's the number one rank. Like I don't know if others posted this, but I want to post it. Post the rank one in Resident Evil 4 remake Mercenaries when it first launched. I was ranked 55, but like doing then they hadn't fixed the ranking with cheaters that is like always goes 0 all the time, and you're trying to get that time and be like rank one. It's like, but they keep like changing accounts or something like that, and put rank 0 all the time. And so this is like the first ever in Resident Evil 4 remake Mercenaries, and I'm rank one. I'm rank one. It doesn't mean anything, like, but I am like rank one. It's like it's special. That's it for me because like you try to get rank one, but they always change the count or they cheat to go 0 all the time to be first, and so like that's something for me. Rank one in 3 straight of mercenaries for me. So I'm um like rank one. It's my channel, and uh and now that I show the rankings, uh, but it doesn't mean anything. Just to show off. Maybe they just show it because maybe they notice that the players keep on changing accounts and they kind of like cheat sometimes. They put ranking 0 all the time to be first. Uh, so it's the first ever that I got that, and so I could finally talk about Resident Evil again because of that I've been doing, trying to get my rank back. It doesn't mean anything, like maybe everyone has that too. I just want to post the ranking. There's another one. There's like Resident Evil 9 QP.
I have no interest in war. They're all just childish skirmishes.
Why waste your words when you can just throw
Like rank 9, Resident Evil 9, I mean, and then there's his teammates that someone made that they were talking about Resident Evil 9, like Chris Redfield, RE9, Chris Redfield, and Rebecca Chambers on Resident Evil 9. They say they will not put all of the characters in on Resident Evil. Like, there's Resident Evil Death Island, and they put all the characters in, and then this one, um, this is image, but they say RE9 and Resident Evil 9. They've been in development. I really hope like the graphics, like I understand like the graphics isn't the same as the movies, the CGI movies, because they split production or um they went on their own terms to make their own projects for Resident Evil, but they helped Resident Evil the CGI movies and cutscenes that was in Resident Evil and Resident Evil Zero that I remember when playing the game. That feel like a movie. It was like graphics, and the I didn't imagine that Resident Evil would like um go on a different projects and not focus on Resident Evil like the original was. And he thought it was rebooted. It was, but then they kept their original Resident Evil. They brought back like the voices that I remember from the original Resident Evil, and they put Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1, Death Island, and Vendetta. And like this is graphics, like even so it's like not important with graphics with Resident Evil because it's created by Capcom and it's doing a different graphics on Reimagine, but the Resident Evil of this, what it is, like the Vendetta, it shows. I got this from like, is it Chris Redfield RE9 on Chris Redfield and Rebecca? So the Vendetta was like far the best graphics. It's like competing against The Last of Us, something like that, and in Resident Evil Death Island and Chris Redfield, and then like what it would be in RE9, like I say, it's not like very important. Like when I saw like as a viewer, like I don't think like Resident Evil cares like much about like viewers or their point of view or what they're saying, but like when watching the movie Resident Evil Vendetta, it was like full like graphics was, and they show all cutscenes and they put like better enhancement than Vendetta. That's what it was, and then they say they're not bringing Rebecca Chambers in RE9, but it's the original Resident Evil characters last time in the Resident Evil series, and so they put this in Resident Evil 9 if it could be for Chris Redfield last mission and Jill. I don't think the reimagined graphics to be it, because if it's the last Resident Evil 9, because I saw the characters of Lady Miranda and Lady Dimitri, their graphics is enhanced more better than the characters' face look, how they look like this, like they're like put more into it to make it more like how the Resident Evil Vendetta CGI is. I think they should like reconsider, like go serious with the graphics similar to the CGI and bring it back, because they're gonna do like spin-off after this. Spin-off Operation Javier should come to like Resident Evil 4 Remake. I think they should, because they put Ada Wong separate ways. They could put Operation Javier. It will be in Code Veronica, Resident Evil Code Veronica, and a DLC in it. That's something important to see. And the Resident Evil this generation also. like the Resident Evil 9 is coming, but like I don't know what the graphics would be for Resident Evil 9, and like I said, I show like how Resident Evil Vendetta was, and then Death Island is like similar to Infinite Darkness graphics. Like Resident Evil Vendetta is like the best for me. Just like Resident Evil 0 and Resident Evil Code Veronica and Resident Evil 3 and 1. Like I like the most is Resident Evil 0 and Code Veronica because like it was different. It feels like it was a spin-off, a timeline that like other characters that didn't shown in the series. Like I didn't know anything about Resident Evil Zero Bravo team. I didn't know if there was a team because we'll show the other characters, and that in Resident Evil 1 it shows Rebecca Chambers only in Witcher, and then he died off, and then I thought like they put too many multiple endings in Resident Evil 1. Like you don't save everyone, you escape, right? And then I think Jill Valentine, I thought is the only one that survived, and with Barry, and then like the timeline, and then playing Resident Evil 3 was a bunch of multiple endings, and don't really know if Nikolai survived from Resident Evil 3 from the that betrays the team of Kylos, and then I know he survived. Like that's the question that I wanted to see, if they survive or not, and then like were they the reimagine trying to confuse with the original Resident Evil. And that's why they need like those like already know the story of Resident Evil to continue or try to end the story that they're trying to do and make a new one with new characters that they're saying, or spin off to tell some characters that is not the main character in some way. Like Steve maybe, and then if Steve being revived and be controlled, turn bad, and then face Clark Redfield to meet like once again, like how Code Veronica was, where Wesker took his body. And then the Resident Evil 0, like then we got to see the spin-off. That was the first spin-off, just like Resident Evil Code Veronica. Like they trying to change it to put Code Veronica in Resident Evil 3. But like I like this Code Veronica spin-off. It was the first, but I think Resident Evil 0 feels like it was a spin-off because like you get to see like never expected like to see our characters in the beginning. And then Resident Evil 0 was like all how the graphics would be, or guessing that the CGI would have go direction similar to that. And then Resident Evil 3, the Barry survived, and then most of the STARS members got killed off at Bravo team after the Arkley Mountain in Raccoon City, and then never expected like because I thought in Resident Evil 1 where they didn't like make remasters later on, and then they made remasters but never like explain like when time passed, and that Rebecca Chambers that wasn't supposed to be a character or main character exist or get killed off like most of the characters was. But then it did show in Resident Evil Vendetta, and then Resident Evil Death Island, the sequel with all the characters. And then Resident Evil 9, they're saying she's not gonna be in the story of Resident Evil 9. And then with Barry Perkins, like what time it would be in, because and then they're saying slow aging with the characters, like Claire, no, Jill would be slow aging than Chris. Chris is pretty much aging. Well, Rebecca Chambers slow aging too with Claire Redfield, or not? Because it did mention before, but now they're saying it's just only Jill. And they're saying if Jill isn't, no, Jill will be in the game with Chris, and there will not gonna be any sequel, Resident Evil Village, a sequel, because if there was a sequel, it would have it explained. It would probably have been like given a chance, because I think they do know the story. It's just they want to skip it, like how I see it as a viewer when watching the movie. They like kind of skip the beginning, like how Resident Evil Village was, like how Chris Redfield explained Chris why he left BSAA, and didn't show any flashback or anything that was going on. Because if they show like Resident Evil Village sequel, they have to show like what Chris is doing, what he's going to the BSAA, and then will Rebecca Chambers be there? Will Jill be there? Will Barry? In Resident Evil 9, they're saying it's not gonna show Rebecca Chambers and Barry, so it won't explain if they're skipping the time again, like aging them quick, and then it won't explain to the viewer that like and then myself, they're not like that. It's not for me. It's like it's others too. They're thinking the same like that I do, and they're going to say like what had happened to the characters, where is Alex Wesker, how is this gonna fit in, how is this gonna will she kill off the character, where she will appear again, or she like that's what's missing. And then in Revelation, there's like a kind of similar to Resident Evil title, like number, where they always put Resident Evil 6, 7, Village, and what the Resident Evil 9 would be. And then they had to explain like Revelation 3, Rebecca Chambers, if I'm kind of guessing if he isn't gonna be in Resident Evil 9, I mean, like maybe Rebecca Chambers really got killed off. That would explain, you know. Like, if it's the last game of Chris will still be young, I think. He will be older, but that's mean he's still young. That's why I'm saying, like, if he still is not, like, super, old, that he's still young. So, like, how Resident Evil Vendetta was and Resident Evil Death Island is, the graphics comparison, like the Resident Evil Vendetta was, like, kind of like is Twilight on its own way, and then like even the Resident Evil Village too, like they have to like that's the reason why like most viewers want to see timeline, and they like want to do I think that Resident Evil wants to do their own thing and just want to skip the time explanation, because I think like they don't want to focus on the main characters. But like I say, like I don't think like they don't agree this, but most viewers wanted to see the main characters in the beginning since Resident Evil came out, and they should end the story with the main characters and go into the new, because like how Resident Evil Vendetta was, and then there was a sequel, because if they didn't want a sequel, they would have killed off the villain but there was a sequel because Galneria's partners survived. That's why um, they continued the story of Resident Evil. They continued the story of Resident Evil, and they continued the story of Resident Evil, and they put the sequel in Resident Evil Village. They said they will not have a sequel, but there always will be a chance, like how Resident Evil Infinite Darkness did, when it went back explaining what had happened to like Ashley and Chris Leon, and how come Claire's are with Leon, like what would have happened to them, because they were like partners and they were like shown that they're going to try to end Umbrella or do something to, like, as partners. But what happened, Leon? It shows Leon in the end telling this discussion, explaining that Leon wants to do this on his own, and so Claire went on her own. And then there was this time thing where they say Claire is with Terror Slave, as he hasn't been part of any of the Resident Evil timeline since that. But then they came after her, and then Revelation 2. But now she still is part of Resident Evil, because it's just like Rebecca Chambers 2. Both characters wasn't part of Resident Evil because they were doing something else. She was still part of BSA and Resident Evil. It's just that I think Resident Evil don't want to put like an episode or like some anime episode some way to explain all the beginning of the characters and then continue and which part they're split. It's just like in Resident Evil Revelation, where it shows like in the ending it shows like Chris Raphael and Jill went to Lost Nightmares in that timeline to find Wesker. Yeah, and the DLC of Lost Nightmares and Resident Evil 5, that was there. And then that's it in those parts. And then what will be Resident Evil 9 will be, we're not sure, but it will be like the graphics. If they say they're gonna put more effort into it, it'll be like how if they put more effort to it, it would be more like Resident Evil Vendetta. It would be more like Resident Evil 0. Like Resident Evil Village, like they did put graphics. They didn't put like the werewolves or likers or something like that. I call werewolves, wherever they have graphics, they look more scarier in first person. Even the like Lady Dimitri and Lady Miranda both have graphics like similar to Code Veronica, or similar to like Resident Evil Vendetta graphics style and story. It's just that they didn't put Chris similar to like that, you know, like a movie CGI character look, like that you usually play and watch when like Resident Evil is, when it's like a movie when you play, and then it's like a cutscenes, and then it's like all in hands, and then 3D or something like that. In Resident Evil 0, it was like that, and Resident Evil 1. But I think Resident Evil 0 is the most. In Resident Evil 3, they put that graphics in Resident Evil 3 as Resident Evil Death Island. Vendetta was like Resident Evil 0 and Code Veronica together, because like and Resident Evil 6 also, but more enhanced graphics and more like cinematic, just like Resident Evil 0 was. Where Resident Evil 0, you see the cutscene and watch the movie, and then you start playing, but it still feels like a movie game some way. And then the like Resident Evil 9 will be like, who knows if Rebecca Chambers will make into the next Resident Evil 9, because like they say that there won't be a sequel. Oh, they're saying also, because Dust Golem already like spoiler the story that Rebecca Chambers will be not making into the story. So if they explain that, I mean Rebecca Chambers will like either got killed off, it won't show in the video, or maybe like a cutscene. Like, that's why I think Resident Vendetta was like the most it was a like the best movie. That's like Resident Death Island with all the characters and their original look, and like the original cinematic look that you usually watch, and even play the games too in Resident Zero and Resident Code Veronica. I don't think like most care, but I kind of do because I play Resident Zero 1 and 3. Because Resident 3, I got that graphics cutscene so cinematic from Resident Death Island and Infinite Darkness, how it looks, like that's how I got it from. And even the sounds when you fight against Nemesis, or like the sounds. This reason why I noticed too. Like, what will be Resident Evil 9? We don't know. That could either they just say gonna make a spin-off. Will be Rebecca, maybe Billy Corgan, Jake Mueller maybe, or Steve turned bad, maybe Claire versus Alex. That was supposed to be, but no, because in Revelation 2, it shows that Alex did face Claire and Jill, Valentine and Carlos, or like, because Chris pretty much is like a superhero now. It's a superhero. They probably will fix it so they kind of remove that. A good thing, like Resident Vendetta was made, so to see the super action hero thing before it's gone, even the Death Island too. Chris was himself, but how are they gonna fit in the CGI original Resident Evil? And they say it's canon. And they never say it was like filters or anything like that I see when playing Resident Evil. They put canons and the timelines. It's not like filters or anything like that. It's the original canon stories that they get help from to put the canon story well. Like Operation Javier exists from Resident Evil 4 Remake that shows in the description when you pass by through, and there's a tent of Krauser, and there's like Leon, and then there's like information about the Operation Javier, that they were together as partners before, and that could be a game but that wasn't a game, that became like a shooting game in Dark Side Chronicles. And probably if they do like all the remakes, that means the spin-off will have to wait. They will probably finish off only the main story, like how Resident Village was. Like Resident Vendetta was very serious, you know. I don't think they see like how it was when Chris entered and then by his former Bravo team and BSA teammate, and then Saber, and then the performance, you know, they was special. Yeah, it was special. So, will they like bring it back? Will they like bring back like the performance from Resident Vendetta was, how he looks, and how Chris was, and like how he was? I thought that Chris would have been in Resident Village, but without the smoking part, that would have made sense, right? But I see they put the Resident Evil 1 story version. I call it version because when I saw Chris kind of like smoking part in Village, it was from like Resident Evil 1. That version, there's like a different version, you know, 1.5, different version, and then Resident Evil Generation was like 1.5. Oh yeah, it was like 1.5, but Claire as the main character, that was good. And then she was running from the zombies with Leon, and the flashbacks of Resident Evil Generation, and then and then it took a long time to see the original Resident Evil story to come back, and it's the characters that you watched that was kind of took it away from the whole timeline or the whole time, and then waited, and then if they finally come back, and then there's like Rebecca Chambers, and they say, and others were trying to change the story or something, but never did, and that's why it stays like this. And then the Resident Evil 9 is gonna come out. Who knows it will be? Like it's okay, Code Veronica and stuff. Well, like that's why there was. That's why they made the reimagined remake for a thing. So they put like stuff in it that was missing. Even the fighting part with Chris and Wesker and Code Veronica, because like I said, I'm a Code Veronica is a good game. It was like a movie. It was really good. It was fighting against, like, that's how I got from Resident Evil Village. That's how I got my point of view when watching, like watching, because it kind of like could see the village was like, oh, this Resident Evil Village is like mixed with Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil, like Code Veronica, Resident Evil 3, and a variation, and the Lady Demetra and Lady Miranda was like Code Veronica, like a Alexa Asper boss battle, like that. But Lady Miranda was like the main villain. What the smartness was, they confused the player thinking Lady Demetra was the main boss, but wasn't. Lady Miranda was, but she was the main boss, and say she was the kind. That's how she got like Spencer, the boss, the founder, like Umbrella, that made the series and the timeline. But she wasn't part of it. But he got influenced by, or got the part from her point of view. But she never was part of any of Resident Evil. But it's just that Spencer was the one that got her, like, her skills and like how he made zombies. Yeah. And then Lady Miranda is like they said the number was a superhero. When it comes, like, when they transform, there's no transformation. There's like super strength. There's no speed. But like Wesker was speed and something like that. And then Lady Miranda was very powerful. Shapeshift. Like Resident Evil would have put that like into a movie, and then that would explain the true parts of how Chris left BSA, like how the TV series was, where they explain. Like I could guess that like how the Clone Weskers was made, and they put that in a TV series. I bet like another one they probably will put, but not be goofy like how they did. Like if I see like if the next one, I could guess that it will probably explain, oh, Chris, why he left BSA, but and then nothing else to explain. Maybe keep the original Resident Evil characters look. I think that will do better, and that I will guess, because I didn't expect it. Like Resident Evil 6, that's the first one I didn't know. They made Resident Evil Vendetta from the word Vendetta from Resident Evil 6, and then in Resident Evil, the clones of Weskers. But Weskers, where there's clones in the TV series, it did show Wesker, and it comes to Dr. Wesker, Dr. Albert Wesker or something from Resident Evil. They made himself a clone in a bunch, and it shows that in TV series. And then the movie prop wanted to put like timeline, wanted to put like stuff that could be in, so maybe they wanted to see more of that.